New haircut. Who is this? YouTube. It's your same boy, Carlos. Thank y'all for coming to another video. We'll be doing the weekly outlook. So let's get right into it. Right in the vision, making it plain, being prepared, diligent. You know. All right, this weekly outlook for Sunday, March 1st to March, Friday, March 6th. Um, we're going over the same pairs, DXY, AU, EU, GU, and UJ. So get right into it. Starting off with the DXY. What I seen last week, well, man, I first seen the market going higher, but it didn't do that. It ended up breaking structure to the downside and then really just consolidated the whole week. It didn't push lower, it didn't push higher. Uh, Nonetheless, that's just how that transpired. Now, what I see foresee this week, this was a little bit challenging for me today because it's just, it's moving sideways. Uh, but looking at structure, what I can see is that we've broken structure. So, yeah, my bias is a sell, MACD is below M8, the 4 is below the 20. So for me, that is a sell. But with that being said, now I gotta go a step beyond that. I have to understand that this breaking structure was within this trend and this breaking structure level was very high. So the market should continue higher if it wants to, should continue higher. Um, But like I said, I foresee it potentially maybe selling a little bit lower. It could already got to that level. Like we already in the zone. It might come back to the zone. Um, but until structure is broken, I can't say, that we are buying. So as of right now, we are selling. Um, until structure is broken. Then when structure is broken, then we need a pullback, and then we can take it on higher to some of these levels up here. All right, moving on to Australian futures. Last week, my bias was a is a buy after the break of structure. I had to state that because it was selling, so I need to see break structure first. Got to break structure. They have a pullback for price to go higher once. So potentially was one trade opportunity. Nonetheless, though, what's going on this week? As of right now, we're still bullish. We're still creating higher highs, higher lows. Now, I did range, move a little sideways from Thursday to Friday, but my bias is still a buy. Still a buy. MAs, MACDs, all that stuff good. Structure's good. So the only thing we need to do is um really just be patient for another higher high because I believe this opportunity came presenting itself and left already. So we need to wait for the market to create a higher high, pull back, and then we can target higher prices. Next, Euro futures. Last week on bias really sell. That did not play out. Structure broke. And then really just consolidated, stayed in this range for the whole week. Um, what do I see this week? Uh, Based off structure being broken, my bias is currently a buy, right? But this is a short-lived, this is a temporary buy. This is a correction, especially because the structure point was very low on this downtrend. So I believe price will create a higher high or equal high, something in there. He's gonna stay in his zone or might go to the next zone. But ultimately, which will be a lot more of a quality setup, is if we get that break structure, right? My bias is a buy into the break structure. Once we get that break structure, get that pullback, then we can aim for these lower zones that I've already identified down here in regard to the sell side of this opportunity. Next, we have British pound futures. Last week my bias was a sell. I mean, my bias been a sell for the past 3 weeks, I believe. Really, every time I came to analyze, this has been a sell. Um, so last week it did not sell. It actually ended up breaking structure and buying, pull back and then continue higher. So, that's definitely that's how that played out. That's how that played out until towards the end of the week around Thursday, and then a break of structure. So yes, it did buy temporarily because that was a correction. But then it broke structure, and then it started to sell. It's currently selling right now. It has not made a lower low. I anticipate to make it a lower low, and yeah. So all we gotta do is be patient. We have to be patient. I didn't see any zones in here for pullback. I believe the opportunity on this one or the sell in regards to after this breaking the structure. I believe it already came presented itself. So now I definitely just have to, me personally, have to be patient for a lower low to be created, then get a pullback, and then we can target lower prices. And last but not least, um, yen future, yen future. My bias was last week was a sell. Bias, what was that? Okay, yeah, it was a sell. And yeah, I mean, I thought this was a correction really for this trend here, but it's just continued to sell. So it broke structure, which I thought it was going to break structure because of divergence. It broke structure, but it was all in alignment to just continue with its overall objective, which is to continue selling lower. And it's so lower and got to these levels that I had identified maybe a handful of weeks ago. And yeah, so that's what we're currently doing right now. So I still believe that the market is selling, even though we got a potential, some potential uptrend structure here. For me, the candle didn't close higher, so I'm not even saying that it's buying right now. I see that as a correction to just this impulse here. So again, my bias is still a sell for yen futures. Um, um, it is a sell, and that opportunity that came, excuse me, the opportunity that came to partake in this, this was a good opportunity. It's a good zone here. We got a bullish engulfing candle. Then it retested with the evening star, and then it came back that third time, potential T2 opportunity. So that T2 opportunity came in itself, and you'd have to strike on that one on Friday at 2 a.m. Um, I don't like it either, for sure. I'm gonna leave that alone, but I believe we're already heading down. So this would be that main time frames structure point here. So I mean, really, we get this breaking structure here. That's also another opportunity. Um, it is an opportunity. So we're gonna go ahead and set an alert on that area right there. Of course, you need to be on the right time frame. Maybe a 45 minute. Yep, it was 45 minutes. Say 45. So we can get that break structure there. Um, that's an issue for sure. But you for sure to take this on down and take this on down. And that is it. That's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the video. Weekly Outlook. I say blessed by the best. God always.